So we're talking Probondos here, and here's a very typical Probondo mould. I mean, it's hard to explain to people how much this revolutionised the industry when it came out, because before that, everything had to be glued on, and this is just sticky. It's basically something like Probondo with the water taken out. Prosade with the water taken out, which makes it super sticky, and it's really durable, and it's really good. And for shallow scars or aging effects or anything, I would always go for Probondo. If the mould is actually too deep, the Probondo will just not dry.
It sort of self-encapsulates, doesn't it?
Yeah, it kind of, even if you fill it in layers, it can be a real pain. So it's got its uses. Also, I think when it's too deep, it gets a particular type of density, which makes it really hard to use. But otherwise, it's always have a spare. It's idiot-proof. Always have a spare, because if I was just walking and accidentally fell and it hit something, it would stick.
Yeah.
So this is an old scar. This has been very cleverly modelled. You can see it's old because it's got all the kind of ridges that you get with scars. And if you can see that, it's kind of lines which you would paint across. If you've not got any specific brief as to where it goes, it's always really useful to use something to make the scar look authentic. I quite like them going into hair, so you can cut a little bit out of the beard line and place it on. But I'm going to try using, there's a scar here that you can see, this white line, and the white is there because the blood's not getting to the skin anymore, and that's why we know it's going to scar, because it's a white line. So I'm going to add this to the end of it. So we're just going to clean. Obviously keep your eyes closed, because that's a bit fumy, that's alcohol. If you've got any concerns that your Probondo is not going to come out, sometimes when they're very old, or if you're on a crowd day and the word will spread around the crowd room that the Probondos aren't coming out, you just put a little layer of Telesis or Prosade on there, and it will come out.
Sometimes we'll just spray an IPA.
And always have your IPA to hand with a little fine brush in case you need to release. So now the good thing about having these lovely clear moulds is that you can see exactly where it's going to go, because once you've hit skin, there's no going back. You can't rearrange it. It will stick and be very hard to get it off. So just turn your head maybe slightly that way towards Rachel. I'm just going to tag it on the end of that scar already, and we're just going to push it down. And I always say abracadabra and press hard, but it pretty much will come out. Just pressing hard. Start one end, Rachel can probably see. That's an absolute joy. We're going quite close to the eye, but so I don't know if we can see that, but you can see, I really love the fact that we've got a real indented scar at the tip of that. We just turn your head back this way. So we have a lovely indented bit, and then we're going to an outy scar coming down here, which gives it, I think, authenticity. And that's why I love putting them in hair and things, because I think it just makes it look real. So in here we've got the indent, you can see, which is an original scar, and we've just tagged on the end the outy Probondo. And I think that gives it a real authenticity, and I think scars do that. You do get in bits and then out bits. But if you have an actor in your chair and you've got no specific brief and you get something like that, it's great to use it. And actually, it's a good place to have a cut. I mean, Jim's got a cut there anyway, so we know it's a good place to have a cut. So now we're just going to paint it up. Now this is really, it's almost white grey here, isn't it? Whereas this Probondo is a little bit more yellow. So all I would actually do is just paint around the edges of that, just to augment it a little bit.
Should I seal it?
Oh, so seal it first, absolutely. Because of the fact that this magical stuff stuck straight to the skin, what it will do is continue attracting dirt, debris, because it's still sticky. So it's the one downside of Probondo. So just keep your eyes closed. And we're just going to use them.
Bits, don't you? That you sort of pick off.
So
using.
we're using the Allied Effects undetectable matte sealer because I just think it's the best sealer in the business. And again, be careful around the eye because it has got solvents in it. The other good thing about this is that Probondo has a tendency to be shiny, and it takes the shine, well, it's just taking the shine away now. If we turn, you'll see where it's drying, but it's just drying off now. I'm almost inclined to say that we just want to pick out with a really fine brush, I think almost a little bit of rice paper or a cool colour in the middle and a little bit of a purpley colour just to pick it out. This is an old scar, so I'm just going in with a really fine brush and I'm just picking out the lovely little indents, and then I'm just going to go over with a little bit of whitey bluey grey, I think. Now, I'm using a purpley capillary colour to do this, but it's virtually no colouring whatsoever. Once it's sealed, it's very easy to remove your mistake, just like that. If it's not sealed, it tends to grab on it a bit more. Just highlighting it quite a lot. A lot depends if it's going to be close up or how this is being seen. I think I'd probably just go around the edges a little bit more, otherwise it's too subtle to be seen.
Take some of that purple up.
Yeah. But it does look like a gnarly old scar, and it's sealed. And the one amazing thing about Probondo is you'll find it hard to get it off at the end of the night. It's very, very durable. So that does look like he's had a slash across the nose. I'd be happy with that, and then look on camera.
So we've just showed you a quick demo of a Probondo mould. Kate has showed you. And that's all done across Jim's nose. Anything else to add, Kate?
Not really, other than always have a double. You
Yeah.
might do something stupid like I've just done, like dipped it in some makeup. But if you haven't sealed it, it will stain. So always have at least one double. And also, just in case your actor pulled it and scratched it, you can always take them to set. Just store them carefully in a box. You can see these are all pinned in, and the reason they're pinned in is that if they were to hit the lid of the box, they would automatically stick.
And people also walker tape them. You
They
can
walker
sort of
tape,
see
yeah.
that one's walker taped.
But if we've got an actor on set with something like this, we would always take a spare in a box marked up for him, and it would be walker taped to the bottom, so that we knew that if we had to, you can very quickly get the remnants of the old one off and put a new one on.
So that is the Pam Probondo quick demo across the nose.